Hello, welcome to Markham Family Gaming. Welcome to the board games. Today we are bringing you a solo gameplay of Hellbringer, a game that is set to come to Kickstarter this fall. It's designed by first-time designer Max, I'm going to butcher his last name, Maxime Gauthier. So it's an amazing game that I've really enjoyed playing, and I hope that you enjoy this gameplay as much as I've enjoyed the game. I've played it solo, at 2, at 3, and at 4. If you'd like to skip ahead to the end of the video for the review, feel free to go ahead and do that by looking at the timestamp below and jumping ahead. That being said, let's get into the game. So Hellbringer is a game that is reminiscent of Diablo. So what we're doing in this game is we are going through this deck of cards like we're diving into the tomb where the demon is located. Along the way, we'll be facing monsters. I'm starting out as the hunter, and I will be going through the crypt, then the cave, then hell, and then the tomb where the demon is. In this game, as you're diving through the deck of cards towards the tomb where the demon is, you will be taking actions on your turn. In this game, we start with a base set of stats. I'm writing mine in here for the hunter. I have one action point to start the game. With those action points, we can do several different things. If we're playing in a multiplayer game, you can trade cards to another player or give or receive cards. In our solo game, we're going to be equipping weapons, armor, other runes, and other enchantments on our character to buff our stats. We can attack monsters, we can play a guardian, we can learn abilities, and do all of this in preparation for when we get down into the tomb, hopefully, and face the demon. That's basically it. You pay the action points to play the cards. When you kill the monsters, this is a unique part of this game that I really like, is that as you kill the monsters, those monsters then become attribute points that are going to go on the side of your board here that will upgrade your character as well. You can increase your health by 5, armor by 10, your perception by 1, action points by 1, or the capacity to learn abilities by 1. Another unique part of this game is the perception board. So when monsters come out, they will have a certain perception. My starting perception is 4 as the hunter, so I can see monsters that are 4 away. If they're ever greater than that, they would be in the unseen. If you're playing a multiplayer game, there could be a mixed variant here where some players can see and some players can't. I think that's pretty much enough to get started. We're going to go into the gameplay and see what we can do. All right, so I've only got one action point, and to start in the graveyard, we have one monster plus one monster per player. This deck of cards that we're diving through was built uniquely for a one-player game. There's a different setup for each player count. So here we'll draw 2 monsters. They both have one has a perception of 3, one has a perception of 0, so I can see both of them. Now I'm going to look at what I got in my hand here to see what we're going to do. What I would like to do is kill one of these monsters and increase my action points. We're going to go ahead and equip my Hunter's Dagger. Cost 1 action point, so I've used my action point. But when you equip an item, it also activates its ability. So in this game, there are 2 different sets. So with my Hunter's Dagger, I get to roll 1 red and 3 green. This guy is immune to green, so I'm not going to go after the arachnid. Rather, I'm going to go after the ghoul. He has 15 health, and it's all or nothing in this. You add up the health and the armor, and you either hit it to kill it, or you whiff out. So same goes for when the monsters attack me. I rolled 5, 5, 5, 10, so I got 25. Perfect. That's great. I kill the ghoul, and I'm going to get some attribute points. So I'm going to put it on my action point. So that's 1 additional point. And when you gain an action point, you get that immediately. So now I have 1 other action. However, I can only use the dagger once per turn. So I'm going to look at my hand, see if I've got something else. I do have an eagle that I can call as my guardian. So he takes 1 action point, and he increases my perception by 2, so that goes up to 6. He only rolls 1 damage die though, so that would not, even if I maxed it, it would be 10, so I can't attack the arachnid. Now I've exhausted my action points. We'll go ahead and move on to the monster's turn. Now, before the monsters get to choose to attack, we roll a die to see if they get to attack. There is a miss. If you miss, they get to draw, I have to discard 2 cards. They can either hit the player, they can hit the hero and the guardian or the companion, or they just hit the companion. I forgot to do one thing at the end of my turn. I need to draw back up, so I draw 2 cards from the deck. Oh, and I've already hit tome number 2, which says all heroes draw 1 card under the monster pile and add it to their attribute points. Again, if I didn't say it earlier, this game is a prototype of the game to come, so rules may change, cards, artwork may change, the mechanics of the game could change. So keep that in mind as you watch this playthrough. So we'll take a monster off the bottom of the deck, add it to my attribute points. I think I need to get my action points up higher. So now I'm going to be at 3, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My hand size is 6, so I need to draw 1 more. Now I'm up to my full hand size. Now we'll see what the monster does, if it gets to attack or not. Oh, it missed. So I'm discarding 2 cards. Discard that. I'm discarding the Wizard's Robe because I don't think I'll use that. And I will discard, that is a powerful spell, Black Hole. 12 damage to all opponents, plus 1 damage for each enemy in play, but it's 8 action points. I don't see myself getting there anytime soon. So we'll discard this. It was the starting elixir that I think I'm going to be fine. I won't need it. That's more of a card that you keep in hand when you're playing multiplayer so that you can save someone that's maybe dying early on. All right, so I've discarded my cards, so the monsters went, now it's back to me. I have 3 action points. I am going to equip this tunic, which gives me plus 5 shield, raising my stat up to 15, and 3 additional perception, so now I can see 9. So I'm doing really good on perception, which is sometimes difficult to go after. So I've used one of my action points. I still have 2 more. I don't want to go too far, so I'm going to leave this be. I'm going to attack. Even though he's immune to green, I now at least get to roll 2 red, so I've got a chance of getting the 15. I don't know if it's going to happen or not, though. We'll see. And I got it! 10, 5. Man, I am rolling really well. I rolled 10, 5, 5, 5, 5. So that's 15, 30 damage. It's the max damage. So I'm going to put it in action points again. I'm going for something here. That puts me up to 4 action points. I could learn this spell, but it's 8. And like I said, I don't want to dive too quickly into the tomb. So 3 cards, hand size is 6. 1, 2, 3. So one other thing to explain. Some of the cards are unique to the characters, and inside the circle there will be a color. I am the hunter, so I am blue. If it's not your color or your class, you can cast it as a one-time effect. If it is your class or it's black, which is neutral, then you can learn them. Right now I can learn up to 2 spells. Anyway, I've gotten my 6 cards. Now we're going to see what the monsters do. There are no monsters in play. So a special thing happens when there's no monsters in play. We draw 5 cards off the top of the deck. 1, there's a combat card, so a monster is going to come into play. 2, 3, we've now entered the Crypt. 4, 5. When we enter the Crypt, we also draw 2 more monsters. 1, 2. And now I get to choose one of these 5 cards. You can only have 1 companion in play unless you are the druid, and then he can break that rule. Let's see. Meteors. 6 damage to all opponents, but it's a sorcerer's spell. Potion of Infravision. Ignore perception of the opponents until the end of the turn. That's nice. Potion of Power. Plus 3 action points until the end of the turn. That's cool. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for that. Oh, I really like the Griffin. I'm going to get the Griffin. These remaining cards go to the discard pile. And it goes back to me. Now let's look at perception. Now that we are in the Crypt, the monster's perception is boosted by 1. So this guy would be 2, this guy would be 3, 10 plus 1 would be 11. I've got really good perception at 9, but I cannot see 11. I will equip my repeating crossbow. It cost 4 action points. That's what I was building up to. Now, these are connection points to your class. This one has both weapon and defense, so I have to cover up both there. But the good news is I'm discarding my, no, that's not the good news. I'm discarding my hunter's dagger, but this repeating crossbow does 3 damage plus 1 damage for each 2 perception I hold, and it gives me 4 perception, so that puts me up to 13 perception. Now I can see this guy as well. I am also gaining an action point because I'm the hunter, and that's a bonus, and my hand size is increasing to 7. That could be good or bad, because we're going to be diving faster if I play too many cards. So I've used my 4 action points, but I do have 1 more because I just went up. I'm going to equip this Dragon Venom, which is free, onto my crossbow, which is going to give me an additional 3 poison die when I roll to attack. All right, so what should we attack? The Incubus does 2 red and 4 green dice. The Hellhound does 2 red. The Crocodile does 2 red. So it looks like that Incubus that we couldn't see that we can now see does the most damage. So I'm going to roll with my repeating crossbow, the base 3, plus 1 per 2 perception. So I get 6 extra dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I also get 1 for my eagle, because that eagle's not going to be able to take out anything on its own. So I should be able to get 10 out of all these dice. And we got 10, 15, 20. Yeah, we got it. I'm not too worried about perception now that I got that. Let's get some more armor. We need to bulk up. So now we're at 25 armor. We've used 4 action points. I've got 1 action point left. I don't want to go too fast, so we're going to go 2 cards. 1. All right, we got Tome 3. Draw 5 cards from under the common draw pile. All heroes can select 1 and discard the others. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will get 1 of those off the bottom, and my hand size will be 11. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I really like the Wall of Thorns. Whenever you can get a defense card, I recommend getting it because it's going to be helpful to save your bacon against monsters, or more importantly, against the demon towards the end of the game. I've also got a longsword. Deadly Poison would be nice because it would give me another 3 poison dice when I roll. Tough choices, but I'm going to go with the Wall of Thorns. All right, so now it's the monster's turn. The monsters attack collectively. So they roll their pool of dice, which is 4 red dice. Well, first I gotta see if they attack. And they are attacking heroes. Rolling 4 red dice. 5, 10, 15, 20. My combo of health and armor is 50, so I am good. Back to me we go. So I think on my turn, I want to learn, which is a free action, Rapid Fire, which gives me an extra 2 red dice if I use it. I'm going to, I think 2 cards is the most I'm going to play. I'm going to equip this Ring of Knowledge, which gives me another action point, which will put me up to 6. And I can learn up to 3 abilities now. So I've used nothing here, 1 here. That means I have 5 action points left. With those 5 action points, I am going to attack. So 15, 20. I roll a lot of dice, so I might as well just go for the crocodile. 1, 2, 3 for the base, plus 6 because of my 13 perception. 4, 5, 6. Then I get 1 for the eagle. I'm not going to fire off rapid fire. I could spend 2 to get 2 more dice, but I think we're okay. We're looking at 20, 30, 40. Yeah, we're good. I'm going to increase my hit points, my health this time. So that's going to put me up to 30. Because some monsters can ignore armor, so we can't ignore increasing our health as well. All right, we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to draw 2 cards. 1, 2. Okay. Well, we're probably not going to use that. Back to the Hellhound. The Hellhound is going to attack me. He's rolling 2 red dice, which cannot affect me because max would be 20. I rolled 15, so I'm okay. Now it's back to me. I will, just so I go a little deeper, I'm going to learn Black Hole. It takes 8 action points to cast, but that would be kind of cool if I got it to go off. And we're going to attack the Hellhound. Again, base 3 dice, 6 dice for perception, 1 die for the eagle. We're looking for 15, and we more than got it. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So we got that. I'm going to go armor. So now we're up to 35 armor and 30 health. We're at a point of no monsters again, so we draw 5. 1, 2, 3, which is a combat, so we draw a monster, discard this card. 3, we're now in the cave. 4, 5. We got magical stun, ignore that part of the enemy's attack, petrification. If your action points is greater than the target's action points, its special ability does not trigger. Ooh. Smoke screen would be a one-time cast. Piercing armor, -10 to a target on your next attack during the turn, or an amulet of power. I've already got a ring of knowledge, which I'm kind of liking. I'm going to say it's between petrification and piercing armor. I like that piercing armor. Alright, so now that we entered the cave, we need to draw 2 more monsters. 1, 2. Let's check perception. In the cave, they get +2, so he has 5 perception, 2 perception, 7 perception. I might want to go back and change my mind and take petrification. If your action point is greater than target's action points, its special ability will not apply. That's pretty... I'm going to take that instead. Even though it's not going to help me against these monsters this time, it'll help me in the future. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hand size is accurate. We are checking to see what the monsters do. I'm hoping for a miss. They're attacking guardians and heroes. So, he rolls 5 and a crush. The mist orb from the Twilight Guardian, that's the Horned Devil for the first one. Enemies with less than 8 action points are considered out of sight. So I think that's saying that this guy is now out of sight for me because he has 5 action points and this guy has 7, so he's also out of sight until I take care of this Twilight Guardian. And he rolls 1 damage plus 1 damage for each enemy out of sight, so that's 3 die. And then the Eternal Silence is 1 red and 3 green. That is a lot of dice. I might be using the Wall of Thorns because if the Hellion hits me, I have to discard 3 learned abilities. And I don't know if I want to discard these abilities because they're kind of cool. That's the negative of having learned that black hole. So let's see if they hit, which they will. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 damage, which would kill me, except for I'm going to discard the Wall of Thorns, which says ignore all attack damage from the enemies and their special abilities. So, good thing I picked up that Wall of Thorns earlier. Now, I ignored everything, so my eagle is still in play. What I'm going to do here is, so the Twilight Guardian has 40 health. I am going to learn Petrification. I am going to attack with my bow, which is the same amount of dice, so 3 base plus 6 plus 3 green die. I think I might have forgotten that earlier with the venomous, with the dragon venom. All right, so let's go with that. I'm checking the Twilight Guardian. I need 45. 10, 20, 30, 45, 50, 60, 70. So I got the Twilight Guardian. I think I need to bulk up my armor because I almost just died. Gets me up to 75 now. So I used one action point to attack. Now I can see these guys again. What I'm going to do is with 4 of my action points, I'm going to play this Griffin and discard the Eagle. So by discarding the Eagle, I lose 2 perception, so I go back down to 11. But the Griffin has a little bit more attack on him. So let's see if we can get rid... I get 6 die... Oh... I had 6 action points, 1 to attack, 4 for the Griffin, and now the Griffin attacks, and I'll have 1 action die. I cannot cast Rapid Fire, but I want to kill this Hellion before it gets me. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the Talons of the Griffin. So I'm looking for 20 damage against this Hellion. And we got 15, 20, 25, 35, 40 damage. We got them. I'm going to try to stay steady here and keep increasing my armor. I'm going to go up to 55 now. And so that's 4, 5. I could do one more thing for 1 action point, but I've done a lot this turn, so let's draw. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright. Now the monster goes. Now we're just down to the Horned Devil. And he attacks heroes. He rolls 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not enough to kill me. 5, 10, that's 25. So we're good. Comes back to me. Oh, I drew a cool... I got a flaming weapon, which could give me an extra die, but I can't learn any more abilities right now. I could learn sharp spikes, but I'd have to get rid of one again. Maybe I should kill this Horned Devil so that I can have another learned ability. I don't know. Well, first let's attack it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the Griffin. 3 plus 6 for my crossbow. So I get to roll all that. Looking for 45 plus 15, 60? 5, 15, 20, 30, 35, 45, 55, 65, 75, 80. So we got the Horned Devil. I'm going to go for sharp. I'm going to learn an extra book. So that's going to put me up to 4. And I'm going to learn sharp spikes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I draw 1. There are no monsters in play, so we do 5. 1, 2, combat, so a monster comes into play. 3, tome 4, resurrect all eliminated players at the end of the enemy's turn. Alright, so nobody's dead. We don't need to resurrect. We're now in hell. 3, 4, another combat card, another monster comes into play. 3 monsters come into play because of entering hell. Ooh, that just escalated very quickly. And then 5. Weapon Breaker. When attacked, cancel the number of dice equivalent to the attack of a target. Well, I'm going to stick to my rule. When you see a defense card, take it. And I have a lot of damage coming my way. So hell is plus 3, so he's 5, 5, 9, 3, 6. Alright, this is going to be a lot of die. Enemy, again, air elemental. They have less than 5 action points. They're out of sight. Out of sight. Less than 5, so he's 5 and he's 6. So these guys are still in sight. Let's see what they do first before I start collecting dice. Attacking heroes, 80. Whew. That was close. I'm at 85. Let's go back to our turn now and see what we got. I mean, I could have canceled it. And now, let me see. Target hit discards a card from Infernal. So I got to discard a card. And discard the Flaming Weapon. It's kind of good early on, but I think I'm past that point now. So who should I pick off with the crossbow? I get 3 plus 6. So I'm rolling 9 die. Let's get rid of this pesky air elemental that's putting other stuff out of sight. 10, 20, 30, 45. Alright, we got it. He had 40. I think we're going to go action point. So I've spent 1 action point this turn by attacking. Up to 7 now, so I've got 6 actions left. Oh yeah, everybody's in sight now. So with sharp spikes, I get 3 die plus 2 for each 20 hit points or 20 armor. Well, I'm gonna go for armor because that'll give me 2 for 20, 2 at 40. I don't get the third bump, but I get to roll 6 dice against. That was a close roll. I had 3 blanks. 10, 15, 20, 25. Got the Abyss Boar. I'm gonna go action point. Action point one more time. The Griffin's gonna attack with his 6 dice. So I've spent 1 with the crossbow, 4 with the spike, so that's 6 action points. I can attack with the Griffin and add rapid fire, so I get up to 8 dice. Let's go after the Infernal, since he makes me discard a card. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 45. Got it. And this time we're going to increase armor, because that helps with sharp spikes. So I think I've used up all my action points. 1 with the bow, 1 with the Griffin, or 1 with the bow, 1 to attack, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, I've used them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good, I'm not going any farther into the dungeon, or the tomb. So they are rolling 2 for Firebolt, 3 for Soul Crusher. We've got a companion cricket somewhere. Let's see what we got here, damage-wise. 15, 20, 25, 30. So that doesn't touch me. Back to me, so it may behoove me to get 1 more perception. So we're going with the crossbow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to add rapid fire. So I've used 3 action points now. I'll put 2 on it. I should be able to get 45 against the gargoyle. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 65. 65, got it. So do I go for perception? So I get 1 more die with my bow. So I spent 1 action point to attack, 2 action points to do rapid fire, so that's 3. So I still have 5. I can use my sharp spikes. That'll get me 3 die, plus 2 die for every 20 armor. So 20, 40, 60. Rolling a good amount of dice, looking for 55 against the Soul Crusher. 40, 50, I did not get it. Whipped. Kind of like slowly going through so that we make sure we get what we need. So I'm going to hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, he's only rolling 3 die, but we got to see if he attacks. Oh, whoopsie. And he's going for the Guardian. My Guardian has 45 plus 25 would be 70. So he's rolling 3 die. It's not going to touch him. That's 20 damage. I think we're going to go... we're going to go all in against him. I don't have any other armor to equip. 3 for the crossbow, plus 6 for the bonus, plus 6 for the Griffin. Then I've got more. I'm going to go 2 for rapid fire. That should be enough to get 55. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Got it. I'm going to go action point because I need to be able to cast multiple spells. That puts me up at 9. No enemies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Either the Black Panther or the Enchanter. I'm gonna go for the Black Panther. I drew 5 cards and drew 1. There's no monsters. We didn't go any deeper. We didn't get any combat cards. So it's back to me. I gotta discard a card. There's nothing for me to attack. Okay, we're gonna discard Frenzy. I'm not a warrior. We're gonna go 1. We're into the tomb. Demon comes out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, well, we just drew a cool. So all heroes can reassign attribute points. Up to 4. Well, first I'm going to take Fire Arrow because it goes with the Hunter and it helps get through armor. That's pretty awesome. Perception is good for me. I kind of want to get up to 10 attribute points in case I get one of the mega spells in the deck. There's an Armageddon and a Nova that lets you roll like 20, 25 dice. All enemies ignore the armor of its opponents. Oh no, I've only got 30 hit points. Well, that being the case, armor doesn't matter. I'll put these 4 cards into health, so I get 20 more health. Puts me up to 50. But man, I am hurting. He's going to attack with 11 dice. Hopefully he doesn't get 50. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50... 65, but I do have my defense. Weapon Breaker. When attacked, cancel the number of dice equivalent to the attack of a target. So it basically cancels it out. So I get to defend against that attack. I need to swing hard at this guy. He is 20 health and 105 armor. So we definitely need to get Rapid Fire learned. I am going to get rid of... Oh yeah, I should have dropped my armor to 25 since I shifted the health. I could use Petrification to ignore his ability, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to get rid of Petrification. Learn Fire Arrow. I'm going to use Fire Arrow, which at its base gives me 3 dice. It does minus 10 armor for each 2 perception I have. So I have 12 armor divided by 2 would be 6. So it drops his armor by 60. So that puts him at 65 plus 20 is 85. I get to roll 3 for my bow, plus an additional 6 because of the bonus for my perception. I get to roll 6 dice with my griffin. Or, sorry, yeah, my griffin. So I've done 4 plus 1 to attack, plus 2 rapid fire, which is going to give me 2. I can discard a card to get 1 more die, so I'm going to do that. Discard 1, 2, 3, 4 to get 4 more dice. I get 3 green die for my Dragon Venom, which I believe I've been forgetting to use every turn. Alright, let's go. We are looking for 85 damage. Oh, that's a good roll. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. I rolled a lot of 10s. So the Fallen Angel has been defeated. We successfully crawled through the deck, made it into the tomb, survived the first blow from the Fallen Angel because we kept a defense card, which is very important in this game, and was able to swing back with a lot of comboed attack. And dropped his armor. This fire arrow draw was key in the victory. So let's go ahead and go towards the review. So let's do a wrap up and review. Who can play this game? The mechanics of the game are fairly simple in what you can do. The theme is a little heavy. I mean, it's Hellbringer. So let's see. He recommends 12 and up. Can play. I think that's accurate. Maybe go down to 10. But then again, you're getting into the theme and you may not want a 10-year-old playing this. The rule book needs to do some work, I'm going to be honest. And the layout, the flow of the book could use some work, but I'm not going to fault them for that because we're still in prototype phase, so they've got time to clean that up. Is it approachable? This game is a throwback to Diablo, at least in my opinion it is for me. I really enjoy playing that game, and I'm glad to have a card game that gives me that feel again, scratches that itch, if you will. I would say that the game is approachable. I really like it solo. I think it plays best at solo or 2 players. And I think it's a game that anyone can play. Gamers definitely, particularly people that like play D&D or something where you've got a character class and you're buffing up, they'll really get it. So I think anybody could really come in and play it, and it's a pretty approachable game. The production value, again, this is a prototype. The artwork is stunning on the cards. I really enjoy the artwork. A few of the cards say artwork is not final, so there's could be some changes there. But the cards look beautiful. These dice, I'm sure, will be changed for the Kickstarter. They're just stickers on cubes right now. But I like the design. I like the playboard. I enjoy writing with this marker and changing my stats. And so I like the production of the game. Is it unique? I feel like it is unique enough to stay in your collection, to get into your collection, rather. I like the attribute points. I like the perception board, how it gives and pulls, and you got to watch where you're putting your attribute points as you go through the game. I really like how it works, and diving through the deck, it's a unique deck diver for me. Instead of a dungeon crawler, you're going through the deck, and I've enjoyed it. Lastly, would I play it again? I have played this game while I've had it, this prototype, at least 6 or 7 times solo. I've played it at 2 twice, at 3 twice, and at 4 once. So I've got a several amount of plays, and I've enjoyed every play. There's that epic swing where you get to roll all the dice, and then there's the miss where you swing low and you get down, but you stick in the game and just hope that you get the cards that are going to help your character and combo to build up to being able to face the demon. So that's our wrap up and review of the game. I would give it 2 thumbs up. Recommend it that you keep an eye out when the Kickstarter comes around, and consider backing this game. Thank you for joining us on the channel. If you could do us a favor and give us a like, thumbs up, ring that bell, and subscribe for future notifications of our videos, we'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye.